constantly out of National Airport for my work. And when I started 8 years ago, when you pulled out of National Airport, there were 10 people in booths taking your credit card and processing it. There's one today. There's one person there in case there's a problem. Everything else has got a machine, and all those booths are gone, and all those, whatever that is, 9 jobs, full-time, 24-hour jobs are all gone. So, you know, the answer is, for young kids, it's investing early. 90% of your brain growth happens, well, 90% of the brain growth happens in the first 5 years of life. We need to, as a country, invest early. China has a policy of investing early. All of their kids are getting high-quality early education from birth on. We don't do that as a country. Virginia has taken steps in the right direction, but there's a lot further you can go. We need to do a better job about job training and retraining for people that are forced out of their jobs. You know, there's a lot of social upheaval. You know, a lot of where Save the Children works in southern, you know, some of the southern states and in the neighborhoods in which we work. A lot of people could get a high school degree or not even finish high school, get a good job, get a pension, support their family. Most of those jobs are gone. So it's, you know, you've got to not only have the high school degree as a minimum, but you have to get AA or college degrees now, you know, associate's community college degrees. You have to, we have to invest more in education. And you have to push the elected officials both in Virginia, I don't know if this thing works.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, you know, in Virginia as well as in Washington, D.C., to invest more early and to invest more in retraining and to invest more in community colleges and higher ed. Because those opportunities, you know, just when you look at those 9 jobs that are gone, those folks are out. And their families have lost that revenue stream. They got to be retrained, and they got to go back and get an AA degree if they don't have one, or a 4-year degree in order to succeed in America. It's a tough question, though. Yes, sir.
Yes, you mentioned the crisis in 1968 when many of our cities burned. We obviously have a crisis today. Where do you think that's going to end up?
Are you serious? Molly, you want to take that one? I mean, I think, you know, look, it's an ugly time of American history. But, you know, I got to say, you go back and you look at some of the things that were said about Abraham Lincoln. I mean, politics is many times, it's a contact sport. You know, that famous line from Teddy Roosevelt about the credit belongs to the man or the woman. I'm adding the woman in there because that's right. And, you know, the credit belongs to the folks who are in the arena. And that's what you all are doing here. I mean, you got better things to do on a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock than listening to me. I mean, you're in the arena. So the credit belongs to you all for coming in here, getting up early, as Roosevelt said, getting bloodied, getting dust on you from the engagement in the political process. It's particularly ugly right now. I think the country, as Dad said, you know, we're in a crisis. So the question is, are you going to bitch and moan about it? Or are we going to try to take our democracy back and bring civility and humility and decency back into that arena? And I think the more people that stay engaged and get engaged, the better a chance we have to restore that civility. Look, you know, I mean, I don't agree with my wife 100%, but you know, when George W. Bush wins the election, did I vote for him? No. Do you support the United States? Yes, you move ahead. I think my father understood that. He was so proud of the fact that Job Corps honorary chair was Governor Romney's father, Governor Romney from Michigan. Nancy Reagan was the honorary chair of, I think, foster grandparents. The Bush family helped immensely on Special Olympics. Vice President Bush, under Reagan, came to the closing ceremonies at Notre Dame in 1987. So there's bipartisan support, and there's a history of getting things done, and we need to push that. By the way, it's not me pushing it, it better be you. Because the more, you know, honest local folks, you know, regular people, do it. If you're waiting for, you know, Bobby Kennedy or, you know, Sergeant Shriver or, you know, Martin Luther King to walk in the door, or Mother Teresa, you know, that really, it all comes, I think, from the bottom up. And the bottom is normal, average working people that are demanding better behavior, demanding change. And I think you got to keep that going. One more question? I know John's going to kill me here.
Mm.
I'm fine. Thank you. I like Bruce more than John.
May I make a comment? I actually met your uncle, Robert.
Thank you.
I was in the Peace Corps. I met your brother Cole. Instead of 65 in Peru, I actually wanted to run away and go to Boys Town. I mean, your stories are just. I was in Atlanta in '60, the Birmingham, when the Birmingham letter. I was active. I knew Martin Luther King Jr. But your story is plentiful. Thank you.
Thank you. That's very nice. I appreciate it. Where do you have an accent? Where are you from?
Boston.
I'm going to see you got a little twang going there. But thank you. Where did you serve in the Peace Corps?
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Thank you for your service. That's really amazing. So thank you all for having me. I feel John over here lurking, so I will